Hey guys, Bella5 here, and guess what I'm finally back to doing? I'm finally back to doing interviews with people. Now, the reason why I'm back to doing interviews is because, the ones that I did in the past were outdated, and now a lot of things have changed over the years. So, I'd like to tell you all that I'm back to interviewing, and with the first video of the new 2016 interviews of my friends and other people, I am first interviewing Super Great Mystic, otherwise known as Mystic Eagleson.
Hi guys, it's
So,
me.
so Mystic Eagleson is a longtime friend. I've known him since I think 2012. I think.
Yeah, I think it's around there.
Yeah, and the reason why I do all this like cool stuff with my friends is because it's fun and stuff. We enjoy what we make, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so Mystic, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and in the past things that you've done in the past?
Well, back in the past, I was more of an RPer than anything, and I just did RPs, and that's basically it. Then over time, I started making games and stuff, and then we started RPing at those games, and I've also become like art. I've done a little bit of art for THT and stuff as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really big thing if you think about it. Um,
Um.
there's a lot of things that me and Mystic have done in the past. Like we did a lot of things like such as we did certain types of roleplay styles. We did some types of ways to try to do something with the series. We tried new things like trying to make an adventure game out of something. And Mystic even tried to make his own roleplay instead of Mario roleplay.
Yeah, and I think that's doing pretty well. Except for my friend Tiger, he absolutely hates it. But that's no big deal.
So why don't you explain about all the games that you made in every single game you made in existence on Roblox?
Oh, geez. Let me go back to my Roblox account and look through them. We can go on memory lane with this.
Yay!
You think I could screen share?
Sure, you can. That's allowed in interview views. That's allowed.
All right. So here we have all these places I've made before. So hold up.
Is there any specific ones you want to talk about?
All right. Well, we'll go from the first one here. So you see, I had a Roblox account before this, and I made a Paper Mario RP on there, which was quite a load of junk. Yeah, I still had fun making it back in the time though. But then I moved on to making other stuff. So I made this account and I started making things like this Sonic the Hedgehog RP, which which I liked. It wasn't huge though. It was a little platformer, and for some reason I called it an RP.
It's nice.
So yeah, so that happened. This was one of those open silver, bah, open building places back when Roblox didn't have multiplayer studio and all this stuff.
I know it's really improved over the years. Oh, I gotta talk about that later on.
Yeah. Um, well, this thing I built on my own, but then a few friends came and built a few other random stuff. But they built this whole castle and it was really cool. Plus, it was all like hand built. I didn't know how to use Studio at all back then. And then, oh wait, here's my first Paper Mario LP. This old thing. I made this so long ago.
Your art
I even used.
Your art style.
Yeah, it's changed. Yeah, I made like a bunch of artwork that I was super proud of back then. Back when I was in 6th grade, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So old. I
That
loved
Wiggler
it
though.
though.
travelers all happy.
Uh, yeah, that was my very first game that I made, and I was super proud of it. But so now I want to make different Paper Mario RPs after working on that for a really long time, and I made this Paper Mario RP, which wasn't that great, but it was definitely an improvement over the old one.
I really liked how the style changed to kind of good. It was interesting, and it had its own like style to it. I really enjoyed that actually.
Yeah, and this was my first RP that I was actually able to have a successful RP on it, because on my old one we just messed around with the admin controls. Doing it. And then, like, I just made like a small morphine and that was it. The
Ah,
thing's not loading, so I can't really show you right now, but
yeah,
there it
because
is. Like, and then me and
Skype
my friends had an interest. Yeah, me and my
Skype's
friends had. We go.
meet the creators.
Alright, yeah. So anyways, oops, this was something that me and my friends had an idea for. That we just make this whole big building and call it Meet the Creators, and we just be there and people can meet us if they saw our game and liked it.
So
Which is kind of cool.
it's basically like an interview.
Sort of like we'd be there and we'd wait for people. Nothing ever happened with it, so you'd only got like 4 visits, so nothing really happened. It was probably just me visiting it with my friends.
Uh,
And then I made my first Earthbound RP.
I actually checked it out. I actually really enjoyed it.
My first Earthbound RP?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun making. I made a whole bunch of morphs, which I used for a different purpose later on. It wasn't that great, but I had something going for me. I started getting the hang of building on Studio more with that one.
I could tell.
And then this random game. This was just I wanted to make a kart racing game, but it went nowhere. Because, like, I couldn't make my own kart, and free models weren't working too well for me.
Yeah, scripting can be sometimes a jerk.
I didn't know how to script back then. That was the biggest problem. Oh, Mystic Headquarters was a little thing I made. That was pretty decent. It was just, like, a place I went with my friends and we'd think of ideas there. This is all before I had Skype too, so we'd have to do a lot of talking just on the Roblox site. And then here we have probably my best work of early work. That's Mystic Galaxy.
I really,
Yeah, what were you saying?
I really enjoyed that game. That was a classic.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually had some sort of story going on in it, which was pretty cool. I never finished it though. Yeah, here's the actual game. The other one was an accident happened there, and I had to move it to this server. But it's pretty cool. So that was when I actually started getting better at using Studio. And then here we have Mystic Realm. This was something I made completely like hand built without Studio.
Wow.
With all the building bricks, so it was just this big world. And then something that sort of spawned off of that game was Roleplay VLP. I thought the name was hilarious, but I made a huge world with Studio, and I was really happy about it.
I feel like this was like an early version of Mystic Adventures.
I'm thinking it was. This was like the difference between Mystic Adventures and this is that Mystic Adventures is more modern. Like, it takes place in a more modern kind of place. While Roleplay RP was, like, felt very open and loose in a bunch of, like, large grass fields because, like, no one had settled in.
True.
But it was probably... this was basically my first attempt at a good a good open world RP.
I mean,
And
that's always good for something.
yeah, and it's actually pretty good. Like I think it's pretty good right now. Oh, this random place. I was trying to make an RPG. It never happened, but what I got here done
Oh,
is
trust me. My RPG was probably the easiest thing. It was like, whoa, you can level up in like 1 second.
yeah, this RPG is more like a Zelda kind of thing, not leveling up exactly. It's just like this adventure.
Huh.
Secret model testing is just a place I use to test models and scripts and stuff. It came in handy. And then here is my last Paper Mario RP. And the last interview I had with you, I was still working on it. So this was probably one of my like this was actually pretty good, and I just kept adding on. Although I started losing interest and I stopped working on it, which kind of sucked. And then I started a new Paper Mario RP, which you'll see in a second, but I just stopped. Yeah, I just kind of lost interest in Paper Mario RP making. And this RP Planet thing was just a random idea, because this one guy came out with this working gravity planet. So I was just testing it with this game, Planetoids with working gravity of fun. It was pretty cool, but you know, it wasn't that like it was very well made, the thing, but it wasn't like I didn't know how to build with it too well, so I just gave up. This was another random mod testing place. It's no big deal.
Sonic.
Oh, and this was like my first smooth terrain test. I really liked smooth terrain.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this thing's just another model thing. Oh, and here's one of my favorite things I made with smooth terrain. I just called it Fun Friend Hangout. You know, it was just like a little world I made with different music in it.
Ooh.
We just ran around it. It was kind of expansive, and it was nice looking, so, you know.
Fun stuff.
And then then after my 1 year anniversary of my original Paper Mario, my last Paper Mario RP, I made this one. And it was just like a much bigger version of it, but I never got too far, and I gave it to Tiger because he was like, I want to work on it because you're not working on it at all. And I gave it to him. And that was about it.
I feel like you never got a chance to finish it.
Yeah, I never really did anything with it. And then for some reason this is named Paper Mario RP, but it's not. This was when I started on Mystic Adventures, but something weird happened where I had to make it on a different server again, so I just abandoned this old one, and I never deleted it. And then after starting on Mystic Adventures, I made Mystic Adventures the game, which was a platformer based on my RP, but it wasn't that great. It did spawn a few good ideas for my next platformer, which turned out to be Super Mystic Galaxy 2.
Which was a great success.
Yeah, I think this is my best Roblox game that I've ever made. Because it includes good platforming, and I use all my older ideas, and I tried making it look nice, too. I tried, like, doing everything good for it. And it turned out really nice.
And this is, like, your first successful, like, really successful game.
Yeah, it has 964 visits in 21 nights. Although my most successful game is actually my Sonic the Hedgehog 3D platformer, which has 37 likes and 2,556 visits.
Which is, like, I mean, I understand a lot of people like Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is like, whoa, this is like really good Sonic the Hedgehog-ish thing.
Yeah, I'm proud of this. This this wasn't as like nice looking as Super Mystic Galaxy, but I think the levels I came up with in this are actually pretty clever, and it was fun. Like the whole double jump and boost and run controls were pretty fun to use.
True.
So I think this was, I think Mystic Galaxy and Sonic the Hedgehog were probably my two best things, along with my roleplay and Mystic Adventures.
Oh,
Which I
Mystic Adventures. This spells a great roleplay.
thanks. Yeah. This is like roleplay the RP in a sense, but I want to make a TV show when I get older, and I wanted to make an RP for it so I could like get ideas for the TV show by role playing them out, which would be fun. So I started making a small RP area, and then it just turned huge, like the same way roleplay, the RP did. But this thing expanded humongously. Like I just kept working on it, and it's gotten to the point where there's different dimensions and stuff in it now, so it's really big.
Speaking of that, I feel like I would really, it would be really fun to actually work on a side series for like, oh hey, maybe I can help out Mystic with his TV show when he's older, and I can actually feel accomplished for that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
So, so that's about it. Except, oh yeah, and my new Earthbound RP. This one I'm also pretty proud of. It's only a remake of On Net right now, and it's not even finished, like, hardly at all. But it's a lot better than my first one.
I mean, it definitely looks like the actual game. It looks really nice too.
Thanks. Yeah, I spent time on it, and it looked nice. Yeah, this was like... Yeah, this is one of my good things, although it's not one of my best ones. Although I seem to get really positive remarks about it. And in the comments, this is by far the best Earthbound game on Roblox. It's okay. I don't know what this says. Goff just said you win. But, you know, I feel happy about that. So, you know, I'll leave it at that. So that's about all my games. That's a lot of games. I never even noticed. Oh boy.
So, mind telling me about your relationships with your friends and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. So I'm good friends with Goff and you, of course, as well as Jeff and Tiger. Tiger's not a part of THT, but he knows about it. It's a lot of people. I'm not friends with everyone in THT, but I'm friends with quite a bit of them. Like I know Dark and Reb a bit. Not too much of Reb. I know a lot of people though. I don't want to go through everyone. I have to like go through my whole Skype's contact list and name everyone.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm good friends with a few THT members. I have relations with YouTube Rangers, and you know the people there like Brent and Starman, through those guys, and Bella also knows them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially how one thing that like we've all come together to make a really good crossover between SM64 bloopers and THT.
Yeah, it's really cool how you found Starman found you, and you guys met each other, and you guys became friends, and it's just grown from there.
Oh, and I also completely forgot about Mystic Adventures being a crossover as well.
Oh yeah, because in my series, how there's different dimensions, I'm able to connect everything with each other, where everything can be canon in my universe if it's in another one. So I can cross over anything I'd like into it, as long as Goff's in it, basically.
Always Goff.
Yeah, Goff helps me. Because a thing in Mystic Adventures is that there's goth temples in each different universe. Because there's a different version of a goth everywhere.
Especially,
And
especially in Koopa Galaxy.
yeah, and so all the different goths sort of connect to each other, and that's what makes my universe connected to everyone else's.
Hmm.
And you can actually travel through the goth temples because they all have these portals in them that go to different dimensions. Because they all connect to each other, all the goth temples.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So how's your experience on YouTube? Like, how did you start out and how did it improve?
Well, let's see here. Let me go on my channel. I'm gonna go down memory lane. Well, actually, at very first, I made Super Mario Plush videos on my old YouTube channel back when I was in like 6th grade. I had this high-pitched squeaking voice. It was horrible. But I had a thing for Mario, so I kept going along that. And then I started my newer YouTube channel. And I started it so I could put updates on my original Paper Mario RP on there.
Yeah.
And then I started this thing called Paper Mario Bloopers, which I only made 3 of. But it's, it didn't really do too much. So
I guess you can consider it like something funny, like Starman Freeze videos.
yeah, they were kind of funny. They weren't great though.
Yeah.
And then I made like a series I never finished, which was a Mystic Adventures series. Because before I actually made the Mystic Adventures RP, I'd do it with OC characters on my Paper Mario roleplay.
Ah.
So I did like the Mystic Adventures series on there. And I was like, I want to make my own original thing, and that's why that other game was started.
Hmm.
So I just uploaded random stuff to here at first that I would usually do with Paper Mario, and then I wanted to get into animation, and I got an animation program and uploaded a few videos from there, and other random stuff, of course. But I kept going, and then I made a few Undertale videos, which were comic dubs and this random one called Underfail. And I uploaded my WD Gaster remix to my YouTube channel. And then I've been making more animations recently, to the point where my channel is more of an animation channel and a bit of speed art. And that's pretty much it. My channel is mostly animation now, but it started off as a Paper Mario channel, which is pretty cool.
You should tell the viewers about maybe like this really big collaboration that you had an idea about.
Oh yeah, just a few, not too long ago. I thought that would be really cool if we got all of our friends from THT and all of our friends in general from YouTube Rangers and everything, and we did a collab where me and Goff would probably make animation, and we'd all be voice actors for it, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would. Oh, now to get a little personal with the things that you usually did when you were like little. Could you explain to the viewers of like what was your like very first thing that you got into? Like what was your very first thing?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was obsessed with that as a kid. I still have some stuff left over from it.
Like
yeah, that's...
Any video game consoles?
I had a PS2 and an N64 as a kid.
Ooh.
And then we got a PS3, but I still played my N64. But then later on, I eventually got a DS, and then I got a 3DS. I got a DS Lite, and then I got a 3DS, and then I got a Wii U. As you can see, I started taking a liking for Nintendo more than my PlayStation. But I have nothing against PlayStation. It's a fun console.
Ah,
Yeah, I just that's basically what happened. I started getting into Mario a lot, and I evolved into liking like a whole bunch of other stuff.
um, have you ever thought of like trying to be like something good at like trying to play an instrument?
Actually, I am trying to get the hang of the piano at the moment. I'm not like super good at it, but I think I'm alright. But I used to play saxophone. Then I noticed I was absolutely horrible at it, and I should stop. And I didn't really like it too much, so I was just like, nah, if I don't like it, then I probably won't be good at it.
True.
Well, at least with something like playing a saxophone, because if you want to do something like that, you actually have to like doing it and spend time doing it.
True. That is very true.
So, yeah, that's about it for my instruments. I can play ukulele a little bit, but not that great.
Oh, yeah. I remember a while ago you played some like ukulele with some themes for like the Starman theme.
Yeah, that was like a few weeks ago.
It would be kind of good for like maybe like something for THG, like there could be like this theme that you make playing a ukulele.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Speaking of THG, what do you think of the series as a whole? Since now you know about the remake.
Well, I think it's a really well developed plot. It's just really confusing. It's like an anime, and if you haven't watched the anime for a good like 100 episodes or so, and you just skip there, you have no idea what's going on, and everything's just random. That's what THT is like. And the good thing about you guys remaking it is actually catching up on it a little bit. And the thing is, THT is really well developed. It just gets kind of confusing at one point because you're just like, wait, what's going on?
I know it has its confusing moments. There's a lot of explanation going on with what's going on in the beginning, what are these characters doing, why are they here, how are they created, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, one of my problems originally of THT was like, we have all these characters, but where do they come from, and what are they doing, and why are they helping you? That was my original problem with it, but I've gotten over that because I've learned a little more. And I sort of understand that it gets hard to explain some things, and you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
And if you do, it's enjoyable.
Because I've actually now instead of the characters being there for no reason, I actually gave them reasons because I gave the very first character that appeared in the series a reason to be there because he is the newest champion of the Glitz Pit, which is Momo the Clubba, and
oh yeah, him.
He decided to join Bella on his adventure because he's interested in what's going on with the whole hero training, and maybe he would thought like, oh, this training could be good for fighting against anyone that tries to take my champion title.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because Mubba's not just in it for adventure; he's in it for usually treasure and stuff. But now for the last question. So again, what do you think of my channel when it comes to me making my videos and stuff?
Well, I think it's good, but it does have a few flaws. In the fact that, like... Hold on, let me go to your channel real quick. I gotta find it. Because I can't review something without looking at it.
Might as well share it with the fans.
Actually, I take back what I said. I'm talking about your older videos.
Oh yeah, my older video.
The problem with your older videos is that when you record on Roblox, it was hard to. One thing, Roblox's recorder automatically didn't have very good quality, and another thing is that like I just couldn't tell what was going on for the most part. That was the problem with those. I was like, what's going on? And but recently I've been making Let's Plays, which is pretty cool. I haven't actually watched too many of them.
I've recently done a Let's Play on a game that no one's probably heard about. It's called Sky Taxi. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure no one's heard of it, at least now, because whenever I see some video on Sky Taxi, the videos usually have like 5,000 or 3,000 views. Not really a lot of people that know about it. So I decided to share it with the world to see what they thought. Now here's one last question before we actually end the video here, because I actually need to go home soon. What do you think of THT being on YouTube as a Flash series?
What do I think about it? I think it's a good idea. Like, also, Goff's animations for it, the spray animations look really cool for it. The whole Super Mario Z, I forget what it's called, but that whole Flash animation style is really nice. And yeah, I think it's a good idea to have it on YouTube, because that way you'll get some more people to see it and things like that.
And people might be interested in it.
Yeah, and then you might get more people to join you.
True. But the thing is, though, it also gives me a chance to explain to myself, to the world, about what my series is about. Explaining every single character in the series. You know, like, not in every episode, but just, like, in the episodes of the characters when they appeared, and explaining how they got there and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. Like, my character came through one of the Goff portals to your dimension, and that's why he's there. And that's why he's not there a lot, too, because he just goes back in and does stuff in his own world most of the time. But he helps out when it's necessary, so like, yeah, so if you have, like, everyone's more complex stories thrown in there, it would probably be really good for you know, THT itself learning about themselves. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people in THT that don't know exactly what's going on either.
True. By the way, another thing though, so I'm thinking maybe in the future, I'm thinking maybe of making something where THT actually does go to Mystic Adventure, where the Mystic Adventure series takes place, and actually getting those characters involved in the storyline of like what your series is about, how they are there and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that would be cool. I gotta say, that would be really cool. Having the whole entire hero team coming into my universe.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, this has been Mystic Eagle Sun. He did a really good job explaining a lot of stuff about himself, and I've known Mystic Eagle Sun for a really long time. He's a really good friend, and that's all I really gotta say about my really good friend here. And so anyways, this has been a review video made by me, of course, Master Bella 5, and I will see you guys in the next interview, when I interview a very special someone that's made a Flash series. Goff. And so, yep, that's it. Toodles, guys.
Bye, guys.
Make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe. And bye.